Do you ever feel crippled by fear? You have some big actions and big plans that you would like to take towards hitting a particular goal or dream that you set for yourself, but fear just has a way of holding you back and keeping you from taking action. I don't know if that's something you relate with, but I know that in my life I've had a lot of those moments. And this is Franklin here, by the way, and happy Sunday. I hope you're doing really very well. And I remember, a phase where I was almost held back by this thing called fear. And I used to hear people say things like, be courageous, or have courage, walk in courage. And because I was always held back by fear, I never thought that I could ever live a life of courage. I never thought that I could ever act courageously, because to me, back then, in my head, I thought courage meant the absence of fear. And because I was already feeling fear and I was also allowing fear to cripple me, I thought I could never, ever live a life of courage. But it became really very clear to me when I started understanding what courage truly is. That courage isn't the absence of fear, but it is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So the fact that we feel fear doesn't mean that we can never be courageous, because in truth everyone feels the fear, but it's what we do with the fear that really matters and determines the direction of our life. Even the champions, the very successful people, everyone feels the fear, but it's how we respond and relate to the fear that really matters the most. So I don't know where you may be right now. Perhaps you have a couple of actions and plans that you would like to take, but you are afraid about what that's going to look like. I felt the same way too, and I decided to heed the advice of someone when it comes to acting and living courageously. And the person says that every day do something that scares you, because that way you get to do your work without pain. And that was something that I started applying, and I made it a practice to do something every single day that was a bit scary. Something that was intimate, nothing that was a bit scary and uncomfortable. And as I started doing that, two main lessons became really very clear to me. Number one is that the things that we fear are not as terrifying and terrible as we think. And the second thing I realized as well, that the more I did the thing that I was terrified and scared about, the less fear had its grip on me. So fear was beginning to lose its grip on me as I continued to take more and more of those courageous actions, acting even in spite of the fear. So what I'm just here to say is, looking at the new week, I just want to ask you to consider what I just shared as well, and see how it works for you. That every single day, consider doing something that's a bit uncomfortable, something that's a bit scary, that would terrify you. Consider doing something every day that would boost your level of courage. Again, courage is not the absence of fear, but it's acting in spite of fear. And I know that looking at the plan and the goals and the dreams that you have for yourself, there are a number of actions that you need to take, but you're afraid to do them. And I just want to encourage you and also challenge you to put this into practice and do something every single day that was something scary, something terrifying. And again, it doesn't have to be big or grandiose. Maybe it means you calling somebody and telling them about, say, the new business that you're starting. Maybe it means you submitting a job application for that position that you really want, but you're afraid that you're not qualified, right? So maybe it is you sharing that post that you've always wanted to put out there and to communicate an idea that you have. Whatever it is, just something small, something little that it may be uncomfortable. But again, as you do more of those uncomfortable actions on a regular basis, and again with the challenge daily, you'll begin to see fear lose its grip on you, and you'll begin to see that the things that we fear are not even as horrifying and terrible as we think. Most of the time, it's just in our head. So that's something I just wanted to quickly share with you, and I believe this is going to be the way that we can live a life of courage, one day at a time. The more we realize that fear has begun to lose its grip on us. So that's something I wanted to share very quickly with you. I hope you have a great and an amazing and a courageous week. And as usual, don't forget that you're more than enough, you're worthy, you're deserving, and you're loved. It's been Franklin here. Have a nice, wonderful, and amazing week ahead. Bye now. Peace. God bless.